Hi, this is Renee Veldman, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person today, but I'm going to do an online audit and some recommendations for Magnum for Unilever. So starting at the website as a base at the mymagnum.nl, you can see really clearly up here at the top right hand corner that they're active on social media. If you click on the Facebook, it takes you right through directly to facebook.com Magnum Nederland. There's nearly 12 million likers on this page, and you can see there's a nice GIF here which certainly shows the product and the double caramel here. When you scroll down, there looks to be quite a bit of engagement happening, which is good. And if you click up here, you can also see that it's peaked on the 27th. And that is because there's been a Snapchat action here. When we were preparing this assignment, we were looking at this page and thinking there wasn't a huge amount of engagement, and that for the millennials, you need to speak their language and go where they are. So it's brilliant to see that on the 26th of April, there is a Snapchat campaign where people can engage, and you can see it's really taken off here. There's 2,500 responses here, 28 shares, a stack of comments, 138 comments where people could put a filter over their face, and it ties in with that Release the Beast theme. So that's really great to see, because before that, there's all the filters there, before that was happening, if you scroll through, it's mostly just Magnum talking about themselves. Here's our ad. Here's our new doubles. There wasn't a huge amount of engagement. There was a lot of comments, but it was very much focused on Magnum themselves. And then there was a big gap here from, see, even this here, 22 September 2015. I'm not sure what's happening with the dates there. 1st of August 2015, because there's a big gap. There was no discussion with the community between the 22nd of September right through until the 8th of April. So you need to keep the conversation going. That's one of our big recommendations, that it needs to be two-way conversations on social media. So that's with Facebook. If you go back to the website here, there is Twitter. If you click on Twitter, it actually goes to account suspended. So that's not good. That's something that can be fixed really easily by the social media team. If you type into search Twitter, Magnum, there are different accounts. There's Magnum Spain, Magnum Ice Cream, Magnum UK. Doesn't look like there's a Magnum NL. If we try to find it, there doesn't seem to be. There's something outside a store here happening right back in 2015, Magnum UK. So if there isn't at all, or there is no longer a Magnum NL, then it needs to link back to the Magnum ice cream here, the main global brand. But again, you're not talking then to the locals. So maybe just get rid of the Twitter altogether up here. With the YouTube channel, if you click through to the YouTube, this does look like a global channel because it's all ads in different languages. The campaign up here and the hashtag is different than the Release the Beast one that's going at the moment. So that's not hugely positive for the integrated marketing consistency. So maybe change that to the current campaign if it is a current campaign worldwide. Or again, maybe just use the YouTube for a place to keep all of the Magnum videos to link back to, but don't put it on the homepage to click through to, because there's really not much there for people in the different countries. And finally, the Instagram. The Instagram looks nice. It's definitely in the Instagram style, the kind of very beautiful pictures, and it looks like it has been designed for the square format of Instagram. There's a mixture of videos, very kind of posh type things. Only bit of feedback here is I love all of these make your own Magnums, but if you actually want to do that now, it's not available. It's really difficult to actually get hold of that. So you're promoting a product that's not able to access very easily in the Netherlands at the moment. So that's a really quick social media audit. And to go back to the main website though, I also have a stick here with me. We had Magnums this week, which were delicious. But if you type in what's on the stick, magnumicecream.com, and type in Release Release the Beast, which is what is on the stick that I'm holding, it takes you directly to a site which is not actually a Dutch site, in another language. So even though I'm based in the Netherlands, my Dutch is fairly good, but this is definitely not Dutch. So that's something else that is breaking that link of engagement and two-way conversation, because you're not talking in the same language as the country that you're selling the product in. So that's the social media very quick audit. To move further with the social media activities, what we would recommend is you're using the hashtag Release the Beast, which is good. The hashtag is becoming relevant across channels, but is most relevant usually on Twitter, which is where hashtags first started. You can see if you type in Release the Beast, there are things happening globally coming from Magnum themselves, but also from other accounts. This looks to me like it may possibly be targeting influencers. So I'm suspecting Magnum may have talked to these people and tried to get them to hashtag or encourage them somehow, which is great. And that was one of our recommendations, to find and leverage the influencers, because the conversation, the two-way conversation about a brand, has to come from other people as well, not just always from the brand themselves. We had a few ideas that to make it a truly integrated marketing campaign, you could hand out flyers, printed flyers at the events and the locations that we've already suggested. As you already do, you print it on the stick, but if you print something on the stick or a packet, it has to go to a website that's actually engaging people and rewarding them for taking the effort to come and want to have a conversation with the brand. So if there's a magnumicecream.com Release the Beast on a stick, for people to make the effort to come and type that into the browser, there needs to be some kind of payoff for them, or at least some kind of conversation. We're thinking maybe a competition. You could have two strands of the competition. One is purely for people that just want to come and enter, and the other for bloggers and your influencers who are writers and have an audience and a following to write about your brand. And the sustainability angle would be great to get them to write about, because at the moment Unilever is saying that we're sustainable, but it's a claim coming from the brand themselves. So I think the trust could be built more by coming from the millennials themselves. So for example, if you find a blogger and took them to research themselves where the Rainforest Alliance aspects of the Magnum are coming from, and write about it themselves on their blog, or to fly people over there. Of course, there's the argument that flying might not be sustainable, but you could factor all of that kind of thing in, letting people look behind the scenes at the production and writing about it. There is some kind of risk to the brand, of course, but if you want to really build the trust and the two-way conversation, then that needs to happen. So that is our recommendations for using social media and having a two-way conversation. I hope that's been helpful, and thank you.